Have you ever noticed how some people seem to carry their own sunshine? No matter how dark the clouds get, they still glow. And then there are days when you feel like you're carrying the clouds yourself. Like no matter what you do, the weight just won't lift. You try to be happy, you try to stay strong, but life keeps finding new ways to remind you of what you don't have. But what if I told you that everything you're searching for is already inside you? That the peace you're looking for isn't somewhere out there, it's hiding in plain sight, right between your ears. This is a story about a woman who had nothing and yet somehow had everything. And by the end, you'll understand why. In a small village where the roads turned to mud every time it rained, there lived an old woman named Rahela. She was not famous, she was not rich, she was not powerful, but when Rahela smiled, even the goats seemed to notice. Children followed her like ducklings. Grown men lowered their voices when she passed, not because they feared her, but because something about her made them want to be better. Rahela lived in a one-room house with a roof that leaked in 3 places. She owned 2 sarees, both faded. She ate 1 meal a day, sometimes less. And yet, every single morning she sat on her doorstep, looked up at the sky, and said out loud, "Thank you for this day." The neighbors heard her. They thought she was strange. "What is there to thank for?" they whispered. "Her husband is dead. Her children never visit. She has nothing." One afternoon, a woman named Farah came to Rahela's door. Farah was young, pretty, and married to one of the wealthiest men in the village. She had gold on her wrists and silk on her back, but her eyes were hollow. She sat on Rahela's dirt floor without caring about her clothes. "Amma," she said, "I have everything, so why do I feel like I have nothing?" Rahela looked at her quietly. Then she picked up a clay cup and placed it in front of Farah. "What do you see?" Rahela asked. Farah looked at the cup. It was old, chipped, and empty. "I see an empty cup," she said. Rahela nodded. "Now close your eyes." Farah closed them. "Tell me what you see now." Farah was silent for a moment. "I see nothing. It's dark." Rahela smiled. "Open your eyes. Look at the cup again." Farah looked. It was still empty, but now the afternoon light was hitting it, and the chip in the rim cast a tiny shadow shaped like a leaf. Rahela leaned forward. "The cup didn't change, the light didn't change, but you changed. A moment ago you saw emptiness, now you see a shadow that looks like a leaf. That's the difference between a mind that suffers and a mind that is at peace. The world stays the same, only your seeing changes." Farah stared at the cup. Then she started crying. Not sad crying, strange crying, the kind that comes when you realize you've been looking for something in all the wrong places. Rahela took her hand. "You have gold, child, but you came to me because gold cannot fill an empty mind. You have a husband, but he cannot fill it either. No person can, no thing can, only you, only your thoughts. Every morning you wake up and your mind starts telling you stories. This is missing, that is wrong, they don't love you enough. But what if you woke up and told yourself a different story? What if you looked at the chip in the cup and called it art instead of broken?" Farah wiped her face. "But Amma, how do I change the story when everything feels so heavy?" Rahela chuckled. "You don't change it all at once. You change one word at a time. When you think, 'I am tired,' change it to, 'I have rested enough.' When you think, 'I am alone,' change it to, 'I have my company.' When you think, 'I am unlucky,' change it to, 'I am still here, and being here is luck enough.'" Farah sat with those words for a long time. Then she stood up, touched Rahela's feet, and walked home. That night, Farah's husband came home late, as usual. He expected her to be angry. Instead, she was sitting by the window, humming. He asked her what happened. She said, "I met a woman today who has less than anyone I know, and she taught me that I have more than I ever realized." Her husband didn't understand, but something in her voice made him sit down next to her. For the first time in years, they talked until the lamp burnt out. Weeks passed. Farah kept visiting Rahela, not to learn new things, but to practice the old thing, seeing. Every time her mind started spinning with worry, she remembered the clay cup. She remembered that emptiness is just light waiting to be seen differently. and slowly her marriage healed, not because her husband changed overnight, but because she stopped waiting for him to change before she allowed herself peace. One day, Farah's husband came to Rahela's door. He brought sacks of rice and bags of lentils. "Amma," he said, "my wife is different now. Our home is different. I don't understand what you did, but thank you." Rahela refused the gifts. "Keep them," she said. "Feed the village children. I have everything I need." He looked around her empty room, her leaking roof, her faded sari. "But Amma, you have nothing." Rahela laughed. "That's where you're wrong, son. I have everything, because I need nothing." The man stood there, holding his sacks, realizing he had just been given a gift he couldn't carry. He went home and told everyone what Rahela said. Soon the whole village started talking, not about the old woman with nothing, but about the old woman who had found the secret that kings spend their whole lives searching for. The secret that peace is not about having a full pocket, it's about having a full mind. A mind that can look at an empty cup and see 1,000 shapes in a single chip. So if you're watching this right now, thinking about everything you don't have, I want you to pause. Look around you. Find one thing, just one. The way the light hits your wall, the sound of your own breathing, the fact that you're here, alive, watching this. That one thing is your clay cup, and the chip in it, that's not a flaw. That's where the light gets in. If this story helped you see your own cup a little differently, don't let that feeling go. Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell. Let's keep reminding each other that peace isn't somewhere out there. It's right here, waiting for you to notice it. Because the world will always try to tell you what's missing. But you get to decide what's already there.